The case for market manipulation in BioNano stock. I am doing this because there is no plausible reason, not one, why BioNano has dropped from $15.69 besides some of this stuff, but mostly this stuff. In my opinion, hype. These four reasons right here. This is why primarily I think bears, comment below if this is correct. This is why you guys think we have dropped this much. We have dropped nearly 60 to 70% based on my horrible math from $15.69, roughly 50, 60%. So at least we've dropped far more than 50%. Okay. 50% would be 750. So we have dropped 50, 60, 70%. Roughly. You cannot tell me that hype. I'm going to debunk all four of these for you. Okay. Just stay with me. Hype cannot inflate a stock price it cannot inflate a stock price this high because two reasons. Number one, the stock interest in BioNano peaked back here. Okay, where's my proof? How are you coming up with that little statistic there? Well, here, right here, bitch. Here you go. January 329. This was the peak of interest for BioNano as a search term. If we look on the chart here, January 3 to 9, right there, okay, it did. Now, you may be wondering, okay, just because necessarily the stock interest based on Google, that doesn't necessarily mean that hype didn't influence it a lot. From there on, it probably did influence a little bit, but certainly not enough to justify a 60 to 70% cool down. Are you kidding me? That is insane. That is 100% insane, man. Number two, overextended, overbought. Usually when you see an overextended stock or an overbought stock, you're thinking, okay, correction time. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a 20%, 25% max correction typically. Not 60, 70%. So that is not even in the question, okay? Low revenue or sales. This is true that BioNano does have low revenue and sales. And you may be wondering, $15.69, that is not justified because the revenue is so low and the sales are so small. It's not, they're non-existent essentially. When you have companies that are like BioNano just coming out of penny stock range, this is the same thing with every company. They always trade higher. If you do the little calculation, their stock price, their market capitalization to their actual sales and revenue and their net income, they are always going to be, their actual stock price is going to be higher than what their revenue and the sales and the calculations are going to indicate to you because of something called the future. And the market likes to price in the future. It likes to do its best. So what we as investors are doing, we are trying to say, hey, BioNano is great right now. They're not great right now. We do think they're great right now, but we think they're going to be better in the future. So we're putting more money into them now, expecting a greater return in the future. We're not investing in them right now for negative net income, right? We're not investing in them because they're not even profitable. We're investing in them because of the future potential, future revenue, future total addressable market, products that are going to come out that we don't even know about, innovation, disruptiveness, revolutionizing healthcare in so many ways that you have no idea about, and I don't even have any idea about because no one knows the optical genome mapping space because it's untapped. But you can watch my other videos and I can rant on that a little more. Number 4, bad product. They've got multiple products. I have not even covered, we only covered one of their products, really, the Sapphire. They have chips. They have they have 3 other main products that they do that we can go over as well. They're not as exciting or as great potential-wise as the Sapphire, but this is not a bad product. I don't think anyone is really making this case, but it's a Sapphire system, man. It's got plenty of potential. It's in a new space, disruptive technology. We don't even know how disruptive potentially it can be. It's already proven that it can detect structural variations in cancer and leukemia. Genetic what's the word? Infrequencies, mistakes, abnormalities. Yeah, abnormalities in genetics. It can detect those at a cheaper price, more efficient, higher accuracy, and in a fraction of the time as the long-read sequencing traditional stuff, but not in everything. That's the key. They can't do everything like that. If they could do everything that long-read sequencing could do, it would be thousands of dollars share price, trillions of dollars market cap. Okay, not trillions, maybe, but hundreds of billions, maybe. They can do a couple things way better than long-read sequencing. Not everything, though. And the bear case, I want to see you bears comment why you hate this company, other than the stock is going down. When the stocks go down, everyone inherently becomes a little more bearish, even me, even experts. That's just when you see red, you think, oh, wow, this company might not be that good. Of course, when you're an experienced trader, as I consider myself, your mind is able to overcome that and actually realize, hey, this is just short-term noise. This is just market manipulators. This is just shorts. This is just a cool down. This is a temporary move in a long road of life that they are going to have plenty of times to prove everyone wrong as far as what the price action is doing now, if that makes any sense at all. So I want to hear your guys' bear case. And to all bears, comment why BioNano will not be successful long term or in 5 months or a year from now, because I have not heard. I have not heard one. And I trust me, guys, for a channel so small, right? 2,000 subs, right? Not that many views. I get a ton of comments that are bearish nowadays. Do you know why that is? Do you know why? I'm sure you can guess, because it's going down. These people don't know. A couple of them, like Artem, I will give Artem a little bit of respect. He was saying it back here. I don't even remember where. Back before the correction, he was not saying anything when we were spiking, of course, because that's just what people do. People like me that make videos that are forced to tell you their thoughts every day, I have to tell you no matter what. I don't get a chance to just, conveniently not comment. But what people will do is that they will comment, it's so great, or they won't comment anything when it's going up. When it's going down, they're like, this is such a bad company. Although from $15.69, of course, it's only gotten better. Objectively, factually, patently, overtly, there's no case to be made. BioNano as a company has gotten, I would say, I don't want to say it's like gotten 100% better as a fundamental company, because that's just impossible to calculate, but it's gotten significantly better as a company compared to when it was valued at $15.69. Now, to the actual reasons and to the case for market manipulation, price action has completely ignored and neglected every good piece of news that we have gotten. I'm just going to list a few, and you may be wondering, wow, this is a big list. This is complicated. I don't know if my brain can handle this. My brain cells are already gone. You're ranting too fast. This is a good topic, man. I have to rant fast, because otherwise we would be doing this for like 5 hours. But insider transactions, getting calls, prenatal legitimacy. This is the same thing. Okay, this is just a slash, whichever way you want to think about it. I'm going to be spamming cards in the top right. Watch out. I'm going to be spamming you 1,000 cards, giving you the sources for all of this information that we're about to go through, because I don't want to be that guy. They have IVF AIDS and a new market. No, I'm actually going to be providing you my sources, and you can just go to my channel and watch 1,000 videos and pump my channel. Thank you for that, my friends. But you can go and watch all the evidence. I'm going to put 1,000 cards in this just for that. So the insider transactions, they picked up call options essentially at 783, but they're not typical call options. They're weird. There's a couple twists to them, but at the end of the day, they are bullish. Otherwise, they would not be getting these. In my opinion, there's no reason why they would be getting these. You cannot tell me it's just compensation to pay. No compensation to pay is 775,000 shares for the CEO. That is very abnormal. Also, prenatal market legitimacy. I should have some sub points on this, like a ton of these little boys right here, have a ton of stuff right there, because prenatal market is going to be huge, and postnatal market, but that's just another thing that the price action has not reacted to at all. And this is very weird. And yes, this is evidence, whether it's strong, whether it's like definitive evidence or, alluding evidence, that's up to you. That's for us to decide. I'm going to give you my thoughts at the very end on how likely this actually is based on these reasoning. IVF, AIDS, and markets. Basically, we went over this yesterday. I'll put a card if you don't know what any of this means. That is good news as well. Of course, price action reacted to 0. Higher throughput Sapphire and the Sapphire 2.0 with possibly new innovative features besides higher throughput, like the nano nozzle features, everything there. I'm going to put a card on the top right if you don't know what any of this means. If you're a noob to BioNano, you're reading this stuff, you're like, man, this is complicated. This is like Bitcoin. How does Bitcoin work? I don't even know. Bitcoin is awesome, by the way. But anyways, CEO is extremely bullish. He's had extremely bullish statements on his company, including this is a paraphrase, optical genome mappings. Innovation has just begun. I'm pretty sure this is a quote. He said, yeah, this is a quote. Okay, I remember this. This is a direct quote. He said, this is just the beginning. When asked about, he was asking, what do you want to tell, some girl asked him, what do you want to tell the shareholders about this company? And this is when we were like at $10, $15, $12 a share. He said, this is just the beginning. And of course, it makes sense for a CEO just to say that when on that question, on that answer, of course. But he's not just doing that for that, I believe, because he's consistent in what he says, and he's got good reasoning, and he's given us the reasons that we're going to go over in a second. Also, he's backed it up with insider transactions. So yeah, he said the innovation has just begun, and long-read sequencing innovation has totally dry and totally finished. Basically, that's essentially exactly what he said. Go to the earnings report. This is a little, I don't have evidence for this, but I do. If you're going to have to do some digging though, go to the earnings report call, and it was in the, I think it was in the Q&A section or at the end of the presentation on the earnings report call. So yeah, that's where I found that information. It was recent, right? Quarter 4, 2020. That was the last earnings report we got. Nano nozzle that is just a whole weird little idea that no one has talked about since we got that one Reddit post from that one guy that posted it. I'll put a card in the top right now. I'll put a ton everywhere explaining all this information. So that is a catalyst as well. Not necessarily as bold and as heavy in weight as insider transactions were, but still a catalyst that the price action is completely neglecting. $3 billion total addressable market, that is the CEO's word. And all this stuff is recent stuff, guys. This is all of this stuff that I'm talking about has happened after $15.69. I am 99% sure. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure. Okay, that was, yeah. Yeah, everything. Okay, everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'll tell you if there's something in here that is not. But everything so far is after $15.69. This is amazing. If you would have told me before we got, if you would have told me on the day of $15.69, I would have thought, if you would have told me all the catalysts and just showed me this little Google Doc here, I would have thought we're going to $30 a share, $100 a share. I'm not, okay, not $100 a share, but I would have thought we're going up. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that this stuff is good. And price action does not react. So this is good evidence for market manipulation, man. I believe that 100%. Sapphire adoption in Africa. This is what the bears have been claiming. Oh, it's not a good product. It's a bad product. No one's adopting it. No, not mainstream adoption. We got adoption in Africa. Nothing. I mean, we got no price reaction. And I think some of these, we have gotten like a little 2% spike. I'm not even considered, that's not even an effect. Let's be honest, okay? A 2% effect does nothing when BioNano is bleeding 5% a day, 2% down in the after hours, okay? Every day, man, every day. And this is why, man, this is why potentially more studies and publications validating optical genome mapping's use in detection of structural variants and cancer and other diseases. You can see I have some links down here. I was going to link all this stuff, but I would not be able to get the video out before. I don't even know if I'd be able to get it out tonight because there are so many things. So I'm just going to give you, if you want to fact check me on this, please do. I'm going to put 1,000 cards. Go watch all of those. Go pump my YouTube channel for me accidentally, unintentionally. And just check the channel. I'm going to have a ton of cards, and on the channel, that's where all this information is from. It's pretty simple, okay? Also, countless presentations such as this one. Let's click on this one because I want to give you a little bit. I started fact-checking my own stuff for you, so this is one of them. Okay, that was what we got yesterday, I believe. Analysts are getting way more bullish on BioNano, and this is not just one. Also, a little hidden message there. That's interesting. Prenatal testing offers another opportunity. Okay, this is all the analyst price target here. Let me just go here so it's simple for you. Let me go to analyst for BioNano. Current $6.11. That's what we're trading at. $14, $14, $15. That's the low. Analyst is a 100% upside. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Even the analysts know BioNano is undervalued. That's when you know you're stupid if you don't think so, in my opinion, man. Short interest recently increased dramatically. Here is your proof for this one. Well, okay, technically, if we look over here, the short interest share, short float, 10% of the total float has been traded in a short way. But remember, guys, the short volume ratio, that does not necessarily mean people who have bought who went short and not yet covered. This means people who have bought in a short, they have a short position they have not yet covered yet. But this means it's just shares that were traded in a short way. And the reason why I know that is just because, well, you can just look up the definitions, but 13% is much higher than 10%. So there you go. This is the amount of people that have not covered yet, and this is the amount of people that either covered today or have not covered yet today. Or this is the amount of shares out of the total shares outstanding that have been traded in a short way. That's what I should say. So yeah, it has increased dramatically. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, it has increased last couple of days, so that is something to keep in mind. Complete disregard for trend lines, chart patterns, and strong indicators like the middle weekly Bollinger Band. The amount of times that a stock will do what BioNano just did, in my experience, is very, very rare. Let me show you what they did. If you don't know anything about technical analysis, this is going to blow your mind. But basically, the middle weekly Bollinger Band sitting at $6.78 now, we got a little bit of a bounce off that for like maybe a couple hours, maybe a day. We confirmed the breakout. I mean, we didn't even show any fight, and this is one of the strongest supports, if not the strongest support there is. I am serious, because it is a weekly indicator, and all of these three Bollinger Bands act as significant support and resistance, especially the middle one. We've seen that with plenty of stocks. I can go and give you 1,000 examples, but we're not going to do that for time's sake, and we did not even hold up at all. How do you explain that? Other than this, I mean, you pair all this stuff together and you got a pretty convincing case. Very strong revenue and earnings per share beat, yet we have barely moved when bears and non-believers often claim that Bionano's financials are the number one red flag. You would think that if we got a revenue beat, it would be big because for companies like Bionano and Bionano specifically and individually, financials and profitability and money sales, earnings per share, these are some of the biggest doubts that bears love to cling to. Oh, their financials suck, man. They beat revenue in a huge way, and we got what did it go up the day after that? Like 2%, 1%? I don't even remember. Someone comment down below if you remember exactly how far up Bionano went, if at all, the day after the earnings were beat. It only went up like 10% after hours too. At the highs, it ended like 4%, 6% up after hours, man. So this is very suspect, to say the least. Bonus, contrarian and unknown to the mainstream at least. This is why you watch the videos, because no one else even can do this, because it takes too much work and they're too scared to be wrong. I'm going to give you my unfiltered opinion always on weird stuff like this. That is really important. My 2021 revenue preliminary projections, let's fix that, for Bionano are easily looking to be significantly higher than 50% year-over-year revenue growth. If we got 50% revenue growth year-over-year, that's good. That's good, man. I don't know what other people are expecting it to be and wanting it to be, but this is good in every way, man. And of course, coming after COVID, you would expect some sort of increase, but 50%, that's a lot. And this is what people want to see. I honestly, guys, I just put 50% so I cannot get claims of, oh, you're going to pump the stock, man. I like to under promise a little bit and over deliver, but I also don't want to change my opinions at all. So I'm also going to say the preliminary estimates, they're looking more like 100% year over year growth. Okay. And you may be wondering, how the heck do you do a 2021 revenue projection? You don't even know any insider information. You don't know what's going to happen. Actually, I can give you, if you stick around for that video, I will be doing, I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably do it on the weekend, if not tomorrow. But there is a very good case to be made for 50% and 100% year-over-year growth. You will see. And it's very simple, actually, a lot of it. And of course, I don't know the exact numbers. That's why they are called projections. That's why I'm going to have several of them. But anyways, that's enough ranting on that. Anyways, guys, overall conclusion, there is no definitive proof of market manipulation, but these reasons lead me to believe that there's a high chance, greater than 50% chance, that some sort of institution or broker and or influencer is manipulating, or who else? Okay, who knows? Market manipulators can be pretty much anyone with crazy influence or crazy a crazy amount of money that works with an institution or broker, or even other ways as well. Institution, broker, influencer is manipulating the price by shorting, buying puts, selling, stifling press release effect, etc., and unknown ways of interfering with stock prices. Okay, there's ways that brokers and institutions can interfere with stock prices that we don't even know about. Like, for example, with GameStop, Robinhood literally halted buy orders for GameStop. Now, of course, they have not done with that with Bionano, but let's just say, I mean, not even let's just say, we didn't even know about how they could do that before. I never expected that. Are you kidding me? That's horrible. A broker saying you can only buy this stock and can't buy this, that is awful. I mean, that is a reduction of freedom and tyranny to the max. Now, is government regulation the solution to that? More tyranny and more regulation, right? That's another question that we're not going to get into. But nonetheless, these people know ways to influence the stock price that we don't even know. That's why I say ETC and unknown ways of interfering with stock prices. Bottom line, my thoughts, is this actually realistic? Bionano's fundamental value has only gotten better since $15.69 and has also recently attracted heavy shorting. Not crazy shorting, but an increase nonetheless, which means selling now is probably foolish. Their tech will likely bring further innovation, and revenue increases will take Bionano to a valuation no one can imagine right now. Just my opinions. I can always be wrong, right? Now, with all of this in mind, we've done everything. Let's be honest, Brent. If you're a beginner, you just want to know, does this guy actually think it's realistic for market manipulation? Is it a good entry point right now? All of that. That's what everyone wants to know. You need to make your own opinion based on this stuff, of course. But in my mind, at this point, I've been saying for the last couple of days, I believe I said when we were doing that whole 701 to 650 area, I said if we don't hold this and we don't see much resiliency from the bulls here, there is a serious case to be made for market manipulation. And if we keep bleeding here, unless there's some sort of news or insider selling or something that comes out that justifies the sell-off, market manipulation is a very real possibility. And given that my prediction, I did not sell. If I thought BioNano was going to go down this far, I would have sold, but I did not, because obviously you guys know how I feel about BioNano. Catalyst can drop at any point, like back in the old good old days, and it can go 100%. And I know the day that I sell, if I sold out BioNano, boom, boom. I've done the research. I've done the fundamental research. Catalyst anytime. And I'm not trying to pump, I promise you. But back in the day, I know they can do this because they just did it a couple months ago. They did it 3 months ago, man. Catalyst drop, boom, 100%. Catalyst drop, 50%. This one wasn't even a catalyst, I believe. But this company, and given that the recent fundamental values only increased and we've dropped out 60, 70% overall, market manipulation, none of this is proof. Although a lot of people are with a lot of GameStop influence, everyone likes to go around and blame others for their mistakes. Yes, that's what we like to do as a generation. These generations, we like to blame others. We like to do, accusations without evidence. But this is strong evidence, not definitive evidence, but definitely strong evidence. I think there is a greater than 50% chance that market manipulation is happening. I think it's a good chance, because otherwise I don't know how you explain it. But again, I don't have proof, so I can't say for sure. Otherwise, I don't know how you explain it though. So looking at the technicals, this price target that we drew up that I said had a very low chance of happening is looking more like it's going to happen. But for me, you guys already know, it's so foolish to me. If you've held through this far and you are still on the edge of your seat watching every day, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do if my stocks go down today? Dude, that's no way to live your life, man. If you can't handle the stocks, man, trust me, I've been through it, man. My account has been through, in the last couple months, I've been up $8,000 and I've been down, man. I've been down, I haven't been down thousands. I've been down like 1,000, I think, at one point. But look at this, man. I'm almost negative. I'm almost negative now, because I know, guys, long term there's no question in my mind. And of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I can be wrong and everything can get delisted and we can all burn and the US can just die. World War III, World War IV. Of course, that's a possibility. I think there's less than a 1% chance of that happening. And I think there's a 99% chance that all of these companies that I'm invested in currently, except maybe MP and Skills, long-term, CTXR, Mora, Microvision, Bngo, MP short-term, Nano-Dimension long-term, mid-term maybe on that one. But especially these four right here, there's no doubt in my mind, man. These are going to do us great things, I think. And of course, make your own freaking decisions. Don't listen to me. Listen to yourself, man. Don't get mad at me when you invest on something that I am and we both lose money together, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. But back on my little rant earlier, it's important, man. I know it's ranting, but I got to say this. If you are one of those people that's thinking of selling every day, like, man, if it gets to this, I'm going to set a stop loss right here. I don't like stop losses. If you're one of those people that think, oh, we got to protect the capital with a stop loss, it's just dumb. It's not dumb. It's not dumb. There are smart people who use stop losses all the time. Protect your capital. Risk management. I've got one person in the comments, a freaking psychopath, that says I don't do risk management. Yes, I do. There's two types of risk management. One, you sell out, take profits, cut your losses. Number two, and the more safe way, actually, the Warren Buffett way, the Dave Ramsey way, the more conservative way, hold long term. So you don't have to worry about the dips. So you don't have to worry about the rips. You don't have to worry about timing the market. You don't even have to look at your portfolio, man. You just have to make sure there's not any crazy news. Oh, CEO gets shot in the head. Something crazy like that, right? It's like, what the heck? That's not going to happen. Exactly. It's not going to happen. So you can just set it, forget it, come back 10 years later and you're up 1,000%, literally 500%, 100%, 200%. Find a good company, get in at a decent price. If you're down short term, it's just paper losses, man. But if you guys want to do the other way, stop losses, cut loss, fine. That's a good way too. I don't personally, you guys know how I feel about that stuff. That's not my way. I am a hyper growth investor, super high risk, probably the highest risk you can get, essentially. Yeah, pretty much, because all these companies are disruptive, innovative, and we're going to go over a little bit of that anyways. But do not think just because these are the companies that I am in, do not make that think you need to be in these companies. Okay, you've seen my portfolio. I'm barely up right now. Could have taken profits at $8,000. I did take a little bit of profit, but I bought the dip, kept on dipping. Now we're here. Long term, there's no doubt in my mind where we're going. There's no doubt in my mind, my friends. So there you go. I know that's a little bit of an incoherent rant, but there's some good value in there, I think. So let's also talk about this little bad boy right here. I will put a card at the top right. I don't know if it's going to be right now because this video is going to be a pain in the ass to edit. I'll be honest with you, but this video, The revenue increases, my alluding hints and facts on why we're going to be increasing revenue year over year so much. Also, this is really important right here. What is really going on? Track Stock subreddit. All of the major indices are up yet again. 90% of my watch list is deep red. Bond yields are down significantly. The NASDAQ, Dow, S&P 500, all up. Yet every stock I've ever paid attention to is down on virtually no news. Small caps, Russell 2000, tech stocks, micro cap stocks, high potential stocks, future stocks. This kind of sector and space, if you will, they've been getting killed. They've been getting absolutely killed. And is this just one day? Yeah, I think this is just one day because MP's gone down far more than 8% overall. I want to tell you guys that what is going on right now with our portfolios, no one has predicted this. Everyone is confused on why this is happening, including me. It's very, and of course you can say, oh, big money, it's smart money. Whales they're going into the low growth instead of high growth plays. They're going into the high cap stocks, right? Sure, but why are they doing that? Why is a correction so crazily unjustified, and why is there not a bottom? These are questions that you can't really answer plausibly, which is why market manipulation in a lot of these stocks, especially for one like BioNano that has had significant fundamental increase, unlike all of these other stocks, you have to have a plan. You have to have a risk tolerance that do you want to do hyper growth like me? Do you want to risk everything like me and be in a couple of years, in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks? Do you want to have the highest return possible potentially, or and risk losing everything, right? Of course, it's not just one way. It's not just you're going to make a ton. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but this is probably the closest thing to a legitimate get rich quick scheme because me personally at least, I'm hyper growth, super high risk, disruptive companies. And let me tell you something also. I know I'm ranting. I'm going on 1,000 different things here because there's a lot of different value. If only one of these companies if only one of these 4 companies do what I think they are going to do, that is going to offset all my losses and then some, okay? Because these are disruptive companies with unlimited potential, and I mean that sincerely. Unlimited potential. Bitcoin's going to the moon, man. Bitcoin is 100% going to the moon unless there's some freaking way to hack it into 256 bit or whatever you call it. Is it bit? I don't even know. I'm not a Bitcoin nerd, but I understand the basics barely. There's probably some crypto nerd that's like, what are you talking about, man? But anyways, if you can just get one winner in these disruptive companies long term, all of your losses, all of your short-term losses, short-term noise, it's gone, man. It is gone. Because think about it. All that made Cathie Wood famous was Tesla. If she would not have picked Tesla, okay, that's debatable, I guess. But the main thing that made her famous was Tesla. If she would not have picked Tesla, are you kidding me? She is not as popular as she is now. Not a chance. Not one chance. But anyways, no one really. Okay, and then here's some comments here we can go. Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. Look at what's up. Semiconductors are up. Okay. This person thinks have no more than 30% of your portfolio in hyper growth, disruptive, innovative companies like this. I disagree. And the original poster here, I'm only invested in disruptive companies. I can admit that I'm a risk on a hyper growth type of investor, which is why I'm getting burned. Not looking to preserve wealth at this point. This obviously isn't the market for that. I'm just baffled about how long this has been going on for. This is kind of all of our thoughts, let's be honest. Okay, this everyone that is watching this video that is not like, I don't know, that isn't super weird is like getting killed in their speculative plays. If speculative, they're not speculative in my opinion, but okay, speculative conventionally defined, they are speculative, but if you do your research, they're not speculative in my opinion. But yeah, man, I am definitely more on this guy's side. You can see just with the upvoting. There is no reason. If you are young like me and if you're in college, dude, have 100% of your portfolio in disruptive companies. Here's the catch, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to do due diligence and analyze companies, at least to a rudimentary level. You don't have to be a genius to go and find a couple stocks you like with promising long-term outlooks. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, man. I promise you. You can do it, man, and come back in 5 years. All it takes is one winner, and you're going to be hundreds, if not way more than that, percentage in the green. Okay, that's just my thoughts. And people have different. And if you want to do this, okay, guys, don't misinterpret me here. If you are one of these people that are very high risk, you can take the high risk, and you want hyper growth. That is amazing. I'm telling you, that is what I do. That is amazing. That is the best way if you know what you're doing, and if you can, if you're young and if you're in a similar position like me. But otherwise, please take what this guy says into consideration, because for most people, this is not a bad idea. Have less than 30% of your portfolio into the kind of stocks that we are kind of covering on the channel. So that is certainly, so just guys, this is stuff you should be paying attention to. You should another presentation featuring optical genome mapping today, laboratory genetics, genomic session. Okay, here we go, man. We've got acute myeloid leukemia. I mean, optical genome mapping's use and its worth has just been proved in so many things. Look, reviews the presentations featuring optical genome mapping on prenatal analysis. I mean, we get this stuff every day. I mean, I didn't even mention this stuff in the little reasoning here. I could have listed like 30 things here, literally. I mean, you just go to their Twitter page, you'll find 40 catalysts. Literally, not all of these things are catalysts, like this one right here. Okay, this means nothing for the stock price. Literally, this person is just saying they are in this little, I don't know, this little group here with diversity and equity. Okay, great. We don't care. This is investing. This is not politics or I don't know, diversity views. Okay, we don't care. Stuff like this is not a catalyst, but stuff like most of the stuff you see here, they should affect the stock price, but they are not. Anyways, yeah. So more good stuff today. No price reaction, right? Taking a look at the fundamentals. Same thing. Current positions. All right, we got a couple. I'm gonna try and make this quick. Current positions, you already can see. I loaded on Mara. Bitcoin is a little bit of a gamble at this point. I don't want to rant about Bitcoin, but I'm so passionate on Bitcoin, man. I'm going to be looking to transfer my portfolio. If there's a Bitcoin crash, I am selling out, not at Bionano, but I am selling out of a couple stocks here. I have to, because Bitcoin, dude, there is no better place to be. And with Mara, the reason why I'm actually in Mara, not because of Bitcoin. It's because of Coinbase and because of the recent crazy sell-off in Mara. Look at this sell-off, man. Bitcoin. Usually Mara is an exact. This chart looks exactly like Bitcoin almost. Usually, most of the time, look exactly like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at all-time highs right now. Essentially, Mara is at $42. What's going on here, man? Mara is mining the most Bitcoin. They're going to have a ton of miners coming in. A ton of their capital is invested in Bitcoin. They should be tied to Bitcoin like nothing else, more correlated to it, and they're going to kill it right now. So for me, this is a no-brainer. I would pour more money. If I had profits right now, I would be going into Mara because but be careful, guys. A Bitcoin crash correction is imminent, though, in my opinion. So this is a short-term trade for me. And if we do break over that little pie indicator, if you know what I'm talking about, that is a add to play the breakout sign. But anyways, Bionano price target May 9th. $10, man. It's looking worse every day, man. Medium risk, $50 likely case, $100, $200 bull case, worst case $20. Relevant mission is done. Merch is done. Merch is ready. Check out the video if you're interested in merch. Also, let me know. Please email me your thoughts on this. It's getting harder every day. I know it's like email. Why that's so inconvenient. My email's in the description always. It's auspiciousbusiness@yahoo.com. I'm sorry, but one of these days, I'm just not going to be able to respond to all these comments, man. The comments, as Bionano goes down, there's more hate comments, and there's more comments in general, typically. And as my channel kind of grows, which I'm expecting it's going to grow exponentially, especially when I start doing a couple more marketing strategies that I'm going to do eventually, very, very soon. I'm not going to be able to get to all your comments. So let me know if you want it, Bionano. 2021 revenue predictions video. Please let me know. This is not financial advice anyways. Thank y'all so much. I will see y'all in the next one.